I got my gold dress on, I got my gold gilding wax, and today we're going glam. For months, I've been so inspired by Kacha of Kacha Furniture and her love of gold, and I also love gold. Let's give this boring vintage dresser a bit of a glam makeover today. Let's go. This is a vintage dresser that I got for free. I'm not sure how old it is, and there wasn't a brand name on it, but I'm really excited to work with it. I'm doing this entire thing start to finish in my apartment, in my living room. So I put down the drop cloth, got out my materials, and it's time to get to work. I'm taking a look at my whole piece and I'm noticing that everything on here is a layer of veneer. It's veneer on top of wood. This top has a lot of damage and there is some damage on the drawers as well. So I'm gonna need to make some decisions about what to do with that. I decided to try and use a scraper to get off the finish on the top, and then hopefully I could keep the veneer that's on there. But this scraper didn't work very well, or maybe I was using the wrong type of scraper. I do have a different type of scraper on my Amazon wish list. So if you want to be the person who can get me the scraper that I actually need in order to do things like this, it would totally make my day. Pretty quickly into scraping, I realized that this wasn't the right tool to get the job done how I needed it to be done. So I decided that I was just going to take off all the veneer. I did this by soaking a towel in a little bit of water, squeezing it out, and then putting the damp towel on top of the veneer and letting that sit there for about half an hour. That helps loosen up the veneer and loosen the glue that is holding the veneer in place. And then I'm using a painter's tool and a hammer to kind of pry the veneer off. Ooh, I mean, come on, right?
Oh, yeah.
See, even I made a mistake. Time to clean this piece. I'm using Simple Green, which is a great degreaser and cleaner. I'm spraying the whole thing down with Simple Green, letting it sit for a minute, kind of scrubbing it all with a sponge, and then I'm going to wipe it down with clean, clear water, and finally dry it with a clean cloth. Whenever you have drawers, I recommend taking them out one at a time and labeling them. So label your first drawer 1 and write a little 1 on the inside. Label your second drawer 2 and label a little 2 on the inside, so that if you come back to your project, tomorrow or next week or next month, or that way you'll know where the correct drawers go. Just doing a little bit of a scuff sand. I don't want to get too much sanding dust around the apartment, and I am wearing a protective mask, but I'm just doing a tiny little scuff sand so that the paint will adhere just a bit better. For this piece, I am going to paint using Hampton Olive Silk All-in-One Mineral Paint from Dixie Belle. I haven't tried their mineral paint before. I've tried their chalk mineral paint, but I haven't tried their silk. And this is an all-in-one paint, meaning that the primer is included and the top coat is included. All you need to do is a couple coats of this paint and you are good to go. I'm really excited to try it. Using zebra brushes and the silk mineral paint are like a dream team. It really goes on super smooth, and the brushes that are synthetic are just spreading it so nicely. And each coat on the sides here just really did not take me long at all. What is your favorite paint to use for flipping furniture? I would love to know. I'm super excited about this paint. You might not know that with this silk paint, you're not supposed to add water. So sometimes with just Dixie Belle paint or with Annie Sloan paint, I will add water to thin things out. But with this silk mineral paint that has a built-in top coat and a built-in primer, you're not supposed to add any water. So I just made sure to keep that in mind when I was going about this piece. I'll link the brushes that I'm using down below. If you haven't tried these zebra brushes yet, wow, I can't even tell you enough good things about them. This one is so great for corners and edges and things like that. It just makes everything go so much quicker. The first coat dried kind of thin, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm just gonna do another coat or two and see where that gets me. It's time to paint the top. I did put on a little wood fill in any spots where it was a little uneven after removing the veneer, and now I am going over the whole thing and painting it with a couple coats of this really smooth, really nice silk mineral paint. I decided to go for a two-toned look for this piece. I have really been liking the style of having pieces that are painted on the sides but have the wood on the front, but there are some issues with the finish on top of the veneer of this piece. So you can see some scratches and nicks and dings. So there's a couple options of what you could do to fix this, but I'm just gonna go ahead and try some Howard's Feed and Wax. So this is a mixture of beeswax and orange oil and other things, and it helps kind of shine things up. You're supposed to just put it on, wait about 20 minutes, and then you can kind of buff up the excess. And as you'll start to see, it really helps rejuvenate the wood, or the veneer rather, and it really fills in those little nicks and dings and scratches that are in the finish. It's time for this dresser to get glam. I told you that this is inspired by Kacha. I love her videos and I have been binging her videos lately, so I knew that I needed to try out some gold gilding wax from Dixie Belle. I painted it on with a tiny little artist brush. I put some of it on with my fingers, and I just started with the hardware to see where that was going to get me. Once I painted the hardware gold, I thought, why not paint these really cool legs gold as well? So I painted them gold. And by the time my legs were gold, I thought, why not add some gold to some of the trim? So I painted the trim gold. Or rather, I gilded it gold with gilding wax. And in true Kacha style, I thought, this looks great, but it's not enough gold. So you know what? I added more gold, and more gold, and more gold. Kacha is also known for dry brushing, and I wasn't gonna leave that out, so I offloaded some paint onto some cardboard and then did a bit of dry brushing, especially around the edges and corners, to add some texture and dimension and character to this piece. I'm done with painting and gilding and all of that, and I'm gonna give the drawers one more really good clean. I'm just kind of going over every single part of the drawer, because if it's dusty at all anywhere, it's just gonna smell like dust. So I'm also doing a light sand on the back, because I realized that is one panel in each drawer that's made of cedar. So I really want that cedar smell to come out for whoever is going to have this dresser. Lastly, I'm putting on some Howard's Feed and Wax, both on every single part of the inside of the drawers so that the wood looks nice and rejuvenated, but also on the inside of the dresser itself so that when the drawers slide in and out, they slide smoothly.